Hello everyone. Again, this is Rohit Subhash Dashpude, Faculty of Microbiology from the college SVKT Devali Camp, Nasik. Okay. So today the session agenda is what is sterilization. Okay. So we have to see the concept of sterilization. Then there are different methods of sterilizations are there. So again we have to discuss. So today, there are three types of methods of sterilization, like physical method is there, chemical method is there, and mechanical method is there, or separation method is there. So today we have to discuss the physical method. Okay. So there are, what is the learning objectives then? To understand the concept of sterilization. What is sterilization? Okay, what is the purpose, application of sterilization? Then to understand the various methods of sterilization. And today we just going to take the physical methods. So sterilization. So it can be defined as the process that removes, kills, or deactivates the all forms of life. Okay. So the microorganisms are present everywhere. It's a soil, in water, in air. Okay. So sterilization is to completely removal or completely killing of microorganisms. So microorganism is one of the life forms. Okay. So sterilization is meant for to killing or deactivates all life forms. So we are microbiologists, so we have to be very specific, like to killing the microorganism, the complete killing of microorganism. Okay. So there are two types of cells. The first one is vegetative cells and second one is spore cell. So vegetative means is completely dividing cells or dividing cells. The spores means they are just spores, like one of the particle is there, they are not able to divide. Okay. So sterilization is complete removal of vegetative cells or spore cell. Okay. So the complete removal of all life forms. So again, microorganisms are omnivorous since they cause the contamination, infection, decay, so need to remove from all materials. Okay. So what is the purpose of sterilization? To, like microorganisms are everywhere, so they are going to contaminate your product. Like in our fermentation technology, the contamination is really a big deal to deal with. So the contamination, to avoid the contamination or infection. Okay. So we have to do the sterilization. So the sterilization process or procedures should be very simple. Okay. Very simple, it should be effective and less time consuming in case of fermentation industry or any industry. Okay. The fermentation process took the lots of time or lots of hours are there. Okay. Say suppose we have to produce the insulin. Okay. So insulin fermentation, say it takes the 24 hours. So what? So sterilization for that process, it should require less time. Okay. For example, the fermentation process takes the 24 hours and your sterilization is 48 hours. So this is not going to be cost effective. So you have to be, or it should be very less time consuming, and it is effective one, or it should be effective. Again, there are three types of methods. The physical method is there, chemical method is there, and mechanical method is there. Okay. So we are going to discuss the physical methods. Okay. So physical methods of sterilization, there are four types of physical methods, like sunlight is there, the drying is there, heat is there, whether it is moist or dry, and then ionizing radiations are there. So let's take one by one. The first one is sunlight, which is a physical method of sterilization. So again, sunlight, we know it's very natural and spontaneous sterilization method. Okay. The sunlight is everywhere. So mostly in tropical areas, the sunlight is more effective in killing of microorganism. Okay. And due to the combination of ultraviolet rays and heat, so the sunlight, it has the electromagnetic spectra. Okay. So electromagnetic radiations are there, so it possesses the X-rays, infrared, radio waves, and visible rays. Okay. So with the help of that UV rays, the sunlight is used to sterilize the large area, like pond is there, river is there. Okay. It is a continuous heating process. Okay. Like the river is continuous contact with the sunlight. Okay, so it's continuous bombarding of light. In specific, the UV light is there. Okay, so the sunlight provides a natural method of disinfection of tanks and lakes. Okay, so there are two concepts. The first one is disinfection and sterilization. So disinfection means just removal of microorganism, or just to stop the growth of microorganism. It just reduces or stop the growth of microorganisms. But sterilization means it's complete killing of microorganisms. Okay. So next one is drying. The first physical method is sunlight. The second one is drying. Okay. So the moisture present in material leads the growth of bacteria very fast. Bacteria needs the moisture for their growth. So we have to avoid the moisture to get rid of microorganisms, or say bacteria. So drying in air has harmful effect on many bacteria, but spores remain unaffected. In starting of lecture we have discussed the vegetative cells and spore cell. Okay, so vegetative cell is constantly dividing. The spore remains inactive. It is not active, or it is not dividing. So drying, though drying is a physical method, but it is useful for only the vegetative cells. Okay, so it is only harmful for many bacteria, but spores remains are unaffected. Okay, so this is not the assured method for sterilization, because we say that the sterilization is complete killing of microorganisms or all life forms. But in case of physical sterilization, that is the drying process, the spores remains unaffected. So this is not the assured method for sterilization. Okay, so in case of drying, there is a heat sterilization is there. Okay, it has a dry heat sterilization or wet heat sterilization. So here the dry heats is used for sterilizing different material, like heated air or direct fire is used. Okay, so heated air or direct fire is used. The temperature is again higher as compared to the moist heat sterilization. Okay, so the temperature is maintained for almost an hour to kill most of the difficult organisms, like the spores are there. Okay, so vegetative cells are easy to kill, but the tedious thing is that to avoid or to kill the spore, or to kill the spore cell. And the dry heat sterilization is one of the effective technique for killing of spores. Okay, again it has the four types. The first one is hot air oven is there, then red hot sterilization is there, then the flaming process is there, and incineration is there. Okay, so let's see one by one. The first one is hot air. Okay, we have seen the physical methods of sterilization. Okay, and the second technique is drying. In case of drying, we have the dry heat sterilization. Okay, so under dry heat sterilization, the hot air oven is there. Okay, so let's understand the chronology. The first one is hot air oven. So it is the electrical device which used dry heat sterilization, originally developed by the Louis Pasteur. Okay, so we say that the milk is pasteurized. Okay, so what is meant by pasteurized? To kill the microorganism which is present in milk. Okay, to increase the shelf life or to avoid any diseases to our human being, because we consume milk in our daily life. So in case of hot air oven, there is a temperature like 50 to 300 degrees Celsius. Using a thermostat. Okay, thermostat means it controls the temperature. It constant the temperature. Like we have to do sterilization of any material, so we have to use the 100 degrees Celsius. So the thermostat is used to maintain the 100 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay, so in case of hot air oven, 50 to 300 degrees Celsius. Okay, it uses the thermostat to control the temperature. So okay, and air is circulating, fan is there which helps in uniform distribution of heat. Like the one container is there. Okay, you can see in the figure. So one container is there, the 3 rows are there. So the continuous heat is there. Okay, so it can circulate all over the container. Okay, so it can uniformly sterilize the complete material for all directions. So it is a hot air oven. Then the second one under the dry heat sterilization is red hot sterilization. See, you can see in the diagram, this is the obvious proceeding in our microbiology lab. So before going to any transferring the culture or any practical. So we just sterilize our nichrome wire loop. So it is method of physical methods of sterilization under which the dry heat sterilization is there. Okay. So the red hot sterilization means sterilization by holding our material, say nichrome wire loop, in the flame, so they becomes the red hot. Okay. So red hot, we have to wait that it should become the red hot. Unless and until it becomes the red hot, it's not getting completely sterilized. Okay. So the use of the red hot sterilization is for bacteriological loops, like in case of our microbiology lab, we have the nichrome wire loops. For example, some straight wires is also there. Then we again sterilize the tips of forceps or some spatulas is there. Okay. So forceps, like fungal growth is there, then we use the forceps for some times. So we have to sterilize the forceps. So first we dip forceps in alcohol and then we put into the flame. Okay. Then next one is the flaming. It is one of the good practices in our microbiology lab. So this is the method of passing article over a flame but not heating it to the redness. Okay. In case of red hot sterilization, we wait till the object or till the material is become red hot, but in case of flaming, we just pass our material from the flame. So we not wait till it becomes red hot. So we just use for sterilization of mouth of test tube, like we have to transfer the culture from one test tube to another test tube. So we have to perform the flaming technique, which is the dry heat sterilization. So we have to perform flaming technique while transferring the culture from one test tube to the other test tube. Okay. So again flask is there, some glass slide is there, and cover slip is there. Okay. So next one is incineration. Okay. Incineration is the last process, that is the waste treatment process that involves the organic substances contained in waste materials. Okay. At the last, we have to discard our media and our culture. So the method used for discarding the media and our culture is incineration. So this method also burns any organism to the ash. So it is used to sterilize medical and other biohazardous waste before it is discarded with non-hazardous waste. Like syringes is there. Okay. Like syringes is there, it is a biomedical waste is there. Okay. So there are three types of incineration method. Okay. So there are three types of incineration method. Like the degree temperature is varies, like below 100 degrees Celsius, then above 100 degrees Celsius, and at 100 degrees Celsius. So let's see one by one. In case of moist sterilization, the first one is below 100 degree Celsius. Again it has two types, the pasteurization is there and inspection is there. So first one is pasteurization. So the purpose of pasteurization to reduce the bacterial population in a liquid. For example, milk is there. Okay. So destroy the microorganisms to avoid the spoilage, to increase the shelf life of that particular product, say example milk. But in case of pasteurization, we say the vegetative cells will be killed, but in case of spore, so it is not affected by this method. Okay. So that's why somehow milk will be spoiled by 24 hours. That's why they use or they recommend us to store the milk at fridge temperature. Okay, below 10 degree Celsius. So here the heating section is there and cooling section is there. The first one milk is passed to the heating section and then we allow to cool it down. Okay, and then it goes to the fridge. Then second one under the below 100 degree Celsius is inspection. Okay, so heating of material like 80 to 85 degree Celsius for an half hour daily on 3 consecutive days. For example, serum is there, egg media is there. So the serum or egg media are sterilized by this method, that is inspection. Okay, we have to sterilize this material or this media for 3 consecutive days at 80 to 85 degree Celsius for half an hour daily. Okay, so we have to do for 3 consecutive days. Then at 100 degrees Celsius, we know that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So boiling is there. So it's a very simple method of water disinfection. In case you have become ill, so doctor or your parents are recommended you to use the boiled water. So what is the purpose of boil the water? So it has the microorganisms are there, so it should be killed or reduce the number of microorganisms. So it's a very simple method of water disinfection. Heating water to a high temperature at 100 degrees Celsius, it kills most of the pathogenic microorganisms. Okay, like viruses are there, some bacteria are there. Okay, like suppose water is contaminated, so we have to use this boiling technique. So in to efficient of boiling technique we have to, or we should boil water at least 20 minutes. Okay, so 20 minutes the water is boiled. Then second technique is at 100 degrees Celsius is the tyndalization. Okay, we have to expose our material at 100 degrees Celsius for 20 to 45 minutes for 3 successive days. In case of inspisation, yes, in case of inspisation we use 80 to 85 degrees Celsius, but in case of tyndalization we used 100 degrees Celsius for 20 to 45 minutes for 3 successive days. Again, it is used for sterilization of sugar, gelatin and some serum containing media. So why this is a need that sugar should be sterilized in 3 consecutive days? Okay, so in case of autoclave, okay, we have to discuss the autoclave in next slide. Okay, but in case of autoclave we use the 121 degrees Celsius temperature. Okay, so at that temperature the sugar is destroyed or sugar is degraded. So there is no use of degraded sugar. Okay, so bacteria will not grow. So we have to sterilize sugars for 20 to 45 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius for 3 consecutive days. Okay, so then next is above 100 degrees Celsius. Again autoclave is there. Again autoclave is the regulatory practice. Okay, so autoclaving is the most reliable method for sterilization. So autoclave use pressurized steam to destroy the microorganisms and are the most dependable system available for decontamination of laboratory waste and the sterilization of glassware, media and reagents. Okay, so before any practical we just sterilize our media, glassware, for example petri dish is there, pipette is there, pipette tips is there. Okay, so we have to sterilize this material before going through the practical. Okay, so for efficient heat transfer, steam must flush the air out of the autoclave chamber. Okay, so in case generally the conditions employed are temperature like 121 degree to 134 degree, again for 15 minutes at 15 lbs pressure. Okay, so the condition based on the type of material used for sterilization. For example, plastic material is not sterilized by autoclave. Okay, we have to strictly use the glasswares only. Okay, that's why this is a condition based type of technique. This is the figure of autoclave. Okay, this is the digital one because you have to wait for 15 minutes. Okay, so the 15 minutes will be calculated by the autoclave automatically, that is the digital one. Then the last technique in physical radiation is radiation sterilization. Okay, so there are 2 types, the non-ionizing radiations are there and ionizing radiations are there. Okay, so in case of non-ionizing radiation we use the infrared and UV rays. In case of infrared we use the rapid mass for sterilization for pre-packed items such as syringe is there, the catheters are there, and catheter is nothing but the tube which transfer our fluid from our body to the exit. Okay, in order to remove the fluids. Okay, like in case of urine, the urine catheter is there. Okay, So like this syringes is there, catheter is there, or or various medical apparatus or various medical products are sterilized by this type of method, that is with the help of infrared rays. Okay, with the help of infrared rays. In case of industry, they are not used to sterilize one or two type. Okay, so they used to sterilize the large number of syringes. Okay, so at one time this is the mass sterilization technique. Okay, second one is UV rays, which is used for the disinfecting the enclosed areas such as entryways is there, or operation theaters or labs are there. In case of our lab, the laminar airflow is there. So we use the UV rays for 30 minutes to disinfect or to sterilize the over that area which we are going to use for our practical. Okay, so next one is the cold sterilization. Okay, it is the heat sterilization, that is the hot sterilization is there. Okay, in case of infrared or UV rays, it produces the heat on contacting with the any particle, but in case of ionizing radiation, it is known as the cold sterilization. For example, some plastics are there, some plastic syringes are there, various swabs are there which is made by the cotton to give the samples of your sputum. Okay, some animal feeds are there, oils, greases, then fabric material or metal foils. Okay, if we give any hot treatment or any physical treatment to this material, so it will be damaged. So we use the cold sterilization method, that is the ionizing radiation is there. So what are the examples of ionizing radiations? The gamma rays are there and X-rays are there. Okay, so what are the advantages of this radiation sterilization? It is a clean and dry process. We do not use any moist or any water at this dry sterilization or cold sterilization. It is the clean and dry process, and it ensures the full exposure of subject from all direction, like in case of our hot air oven, as air is passed from the bottom and it is sterilized whole area or whole container. Like in case of this ionizing radiations, it's ensure that the full exposure of object from all directions, so that the large number of syringes or large number of plastic bottles will be sterilized. Okay, then disadvantages are there for this cold sterilization, like it poses threat to human. Suppose you use the UV light. Okay, so UV light causes the cancer to the human being. Okay, so it possesses some this medical related threats to the human being. Again, it is the lengthy process and it requires the highly qualified and skilled person. Okay, so this is all about the physical methods of sterilization. Okay, so we discuss the sterilization, the definition of sterilization. It is the complete killing of microorganisms, then vegetative cells, spore cells are there, then sunlight, which is used for the large area to disinfect the large area like river, pond, or the large ecosystem is there. Then drying method is there, the wet and dry technique is there, then heat, moist heat and dry heat, then ionizing radiation, that is heat sterilization and cold sterilization. So this is all about the physical methods of sterilization. Okay, like in case of our fermentation industry, we are going to use this type of methods. Okay, the physical methods are there. Okay, because in next lecture we will discuss the chemical methods. Okay, so you have one homework or say assignment. You have to list the various chemical methods that is used for sterilization. Okay, thank you.